7 in the affirmative, with 1 absent. The agenda is approved. Next is the consent agenda, which is the approval of the minutes of the previous meetings. We didn't have a closing last session, did we? Okay. And approval of disbursements. Any comments or corrections to the consent agenda?
Move we approve the consent agenda. Second.
Motion by Rick Flynn, second by Roger Spencer, to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 7 in the affirmative, with 1 absent. The consent agenda is approved. Next is public forum. Anyone wishing to speak at public forum tonight? Last call for public forum. Very well. Moving along, we have no one wishing to speak in public forum. Next is approval of bids for Phase 5 of the Pinell sidewalks.
In your packet, you have a letter from Anderson Engineering for the bid opening. It was quite advantageous for us to wait and go out for bid again.
Yeah, no kidding.
Saved us a lot of money by doing it that way. Capital Paving and Construction LLC from Springfield was a low bidder for $181,971.76. We are recommending that you approve the bids for that project.
What's the name of the company?
Capital Paving and Construction, 480.
And the estimate was like 600, wasn't it?
660.
Yeah. I mean, 200,000 under the estimate.
Yeah, and the last one we had, it was 108,000 over.
Over,
something like
yeah.
that.
Well, if you guys would like to do this, probably ought to have a motion to accept the Capital Paving and Construction bid.
So moved. Second.
Who so moved it? Oh. Motion by Rick Flynn, second by Roger Spencer, to improve the bid by Capital Paving and Construction for the sidewalk project on Phase 5. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 7 in the affirmative, 1 absent. The bid is approved. Next on the agenda is discussion of the I&I report and abatement plan.
Within that 30-some pages, at the very back of it is probably the most important part, and that's the cost estimate.
With the money,
Yeah, that's where all the money is at. They have taken their flow reports and everything that we've already done before and divided it out into 20 years worth of projects, and this is what we've presented to DNR. DNR has not got back to us yet if they approve this or not. But it's basically built off of however many thousands of dollars that we take in every year off of that I&I fee on the water bill, plus what we already have in reserves in that account, and they built some projects off of that so that nothing special would need to be done. We don't have to we don't have to go borrow any money. We don't have to go we don't have to bond any money out or anything. Over that 20-year period, and dividing it up that way made it, of course, a lot easier on us because we don't have to do anything special as far as financing goes. We are just kind of waiting and seeing if they approve this or not. There is enough flexibility in their plan that we could bundle a couple of them together occasionally through there, and we could shorten that time span if they want us to. Michael Keaton, the engineer, probably thought we could get it down to 15 years, or if we wanted to go through the process of bonding, we could do it a lot quicker than that, but that's not what they're suggesting, and that's not what I'm suggesting too. We just use our current financing method of revenue from that I&I fee to do it with.
Does combining them save any more money or anything like that?
It might. It's a little hard to tell because you're not sure which ones you're going to combine. you might be able to combine some of the engineering fees and stuff in it, where you could see a reduction in the engineering fees. You might see a reduction in the cost of the project itself from materials by grouping it that way. Probably not, but definitely in the engineering part of it, where you can combine it with, instead of doing engineering and project study all at the same time or at two different times, combining that to make it into one, and you might be able to have some savings there.
Yeah, fine.
Just a thought. Most of the fees, I mean, this 20-year plan is $2.7 million, and most of those are sewer line and manhole renovations or private side renovations. When they're talking about renovations, then I guess what all does that encompass? And I guess my thought is for $2.7 million, right? And we were going to be contracting out with whatever company does this, but like, you know, for $2.7 million, we could hire a heck of a lot of employees and, you know what I mean, have our own sewer renovation business. And yeah, you see where I'm going with this here. For that kind of money over the course of 20 years, what would it be like just to do this in-house, you know, hiring our own team? And is that all?
Then what do you do when they're done with the project?
Huh?
Fire them all?
I'm sure there's always something.
Well, we're not going to have the money though. This comes from the I&I fund.
Which is $170,000 annually. It's not going to stop.
No,
Like
I&I work will never stop.
It'll never
But
stop.
you do get product of what, for the line, for the sewer lines and the mains and everything, it's a process with a linum with a fairly, I don't know, half-inch thick piece of.
I just wondering if
Epoxy,
that's
you know,
at all
you've got
something that we
that,
can, you know,
For
hire
us
a
to
team
do that same type of work, we would just have to dig up the line and replace the line. We have no way, we don't have the equipment or the expertise to pull a liner, inflate it with steam, cut the manhole cuttings. The inside of a manhole is a epoxy cementous lining that they spread on there with a trowel. That's a possibility. We do a lot of it ourselves anyway. If there's leaks in manhole lids, the rims of manholes, we do a lot of that on our own anyway. Yeah, you basically have to hire a whole new crew, employees, equipment, everything to do that.
And this is, yeah, you're just sending this off to the state and see if they approve it.
Right.
There's nothing that says we can't do that later.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
This is nothing we're finalizing now. This is
I just have
information.
that kind of money. It seems like we could, you know, hire.
Yeah, it's $200,000 a year, yeah.
Whip City went about it that direction, where they put in a whole bunch of new sewer lines and everything. Those were all their crews. They bought that several years ago. I don't remember. But, you know, the excavator was probably in the neighborhood of $300,000 just for the excavator for that. You know, and then they hired the crew, the employees and everything. Well, since they've done all that, they let those employees go. They still have that piece of equipment just sitting there. It would have to be balanced out, that's for sure.
Good point, though.
Yeah.
Any other comments on this? I guess I'll just now wait and see what DNR says about it.
Yep.
Anything else?
It's a short read. It won't put you to sleep
Yeah.
too quick.
Mostly tables.
Yeah, tables and pictures. So.
Pretty picture.
And pretty picture. Next is the administration report. Any comments from the city administrator?
I had a question about the, I think it's stormwater, or was that something later? Said that we'll probably get approved for that or something? Is that what it said? I'm trying to find it again.
Let's wait and see how much money they have left over out of the fund.
Oh, that's in the long-term project.
Oh, that's long-term project, sorry. I'm jumping ahead, sorry.
They haven't. Okay, we'll wait.
Anything else from the city administrator? Let's move on to the long-term projects report then.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions?
And a question about we're probably gonna get approved.
The state has not went through and done their portion of trying to combine things. That's not something that we anticipate within the next year of even going if they'll do that.
I have a question about the shade structure for the splash pad.
Oh,
Is
I
that-
didn't bring that out. I was gonna bring that picture out for you guys. I forgot to.
Is that something you'd like the budget committee to look at, or the public facilities committee to look at, or?
Probably both.
Both.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a lot of money. Seems like you can build a pavilion for that.
Well, that's just the design fee of the pavilion.
no, that 69,000 is for the shade and to have it installed. That's one company's idea of what it would look like. Because it covers, I don't know how many linear feet, but the south and all the way over to the east side of the splash pad would be shaded.
Well, you're talking about the design fee for Lakeside, you mean? That's because it's state and federal funded.
I was just,
This would not be, yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go through all those hoops.
Yeah, where
When's the splash pad gonna be done? You have any idea yet?
well, they're still working on it out there. I saw them today out there. No, I did not drive by it to see if they poured concrete, but they were. Did they?
Okay.
Very good.
And,
It'll be ready to run this spring.
Yeah. Joe's 19th-old manager asked me what was gonna be done today, and I said, they're coming along pretty good. She goes, really? And she drives by Fidel every single day. I said, yeah, why don't you take a look to the north? And you get to Memorial Park.
I have a question. On the shade feature, is that just like a net over the top or something? Or
It is some type of a UV resistant material, and it's a cantilever, so it's on the backside and projects out over the apron.
I've seen those at baseball parks over the stands.
Yeah.
That have 4 poles and then.
Yeah.
Which,
That's kind of what this is.
okay, I didn't know they were
Do you
there.
like to take it down when the season's over?
Yeah.
Good.
It's got a mechanism inside the pole that
Because I'd be a little bit
release the
worried with
tension.
snow.
That it makes the
Hail
last
and
a whole
everything
lot
else.
longer.
it's got some kind of 15-foot snow rating or something on it.
Yeah.
It said.
It would look good there, that's for sure.
Yeah. Anything else on
On the
long term?
the water line replacement, I did lay you a MPUA information sheet on your desk there. That is a lease purchase financing. That's a possibility if we want to go that way to do that water line projects that we had applied for. MPUA and DNR are hitting that funding availability of funding. They're hitting that pretty hard because they know that there's limited people got money for those projects. So I really like the MPUA one a lot better than I do going out for an SRF. 2 reasons. The process to go through an SRF is pretty lengthy and administratively obnoxious. It's rough. And they go through and they scrutinize your rate structure, which they may not like the way our rates are structured, and they'll tell us to change them, or we won't get the funding. With the and it also has to go to a vote of the people, so that would have to be approved by the people to borrow it off of an SRF. The MPUA does not have to go through that. It's a lease purchase, and they do it all over the state for a whole lot of different utility projects. It is competitive rates to SRF, so you're gonna get a big bang for your buck for doing it that way. That's probably something we need to talk about during budget negotiations. negotiations. We have built into our rate structure, we did last year, that we put into a fund already, $300,000 a year that we put into the fund for water line improvements that we started doing last year. So we've got that funding mechanism already built into our rates and to our water fund.
Anything else? We'll move along here now. I guess this is the treasurer's report that was, right? Okay. Let's talk about the questions on the treasurer's report. Just how much we got in the funds. That's $12.90 in interest on the ARP money. That's pretty good, isn't it? For $1.5 million. What was it in there for? 15 seconds?
That's still sitting in there. That's a monthly. We'll keep drawing that.
$1.5 million. Whew. Yeah. Any questions? If not, I'm going to move on. Very good. Department reports. Got the building inspector's report here. Any comments about the building inspector's report?
Significantly slower than it was this summer.
No way out.
Electric took over.
Electric's in first place.
We just need a good storm to roll through so we can do roofing again. I did not jinx us.
Or some newer houses, since that's kind of slowed down. You don't know when they're, you haven't heard anything about remediation on Silver Oaks, have you? Yeah. Recently?
Not recently, probably a month or so ago. I did.
We're still in limbo on that. All righty, well, let's see, we'll move right along then to the police department report. Looks good. The reports are pretty consistent, aren't they, over the years?
Yeah.
And that's good because population's increased too. Anything for the chief? Chief want to say anything? Okay. Go to the Bible Public Works. You were busy shutting off water, weren't you? Every December. People want to buy Christmas presents instead of having water in their house.
Example or normal is about
Yeah. So it almost doubles in December. Any questions for Jay? Very well, then we'll go on to committee reports. Our budget chairman isn't here. Anybody want to say anything about budgets on the budget committee?
She did ask me to respond to that question.
All right.
I am to confirm the planning meeting, which will be Monday, the 16th at 3 p.m. And she also requested that anybody, that even if you're not on the committee,
Yeah,
jump in if you'd like to, just to see what we have to do.
it's a public meeting, so yeah.
first week is,
Monday the 16th.
yeah, we'll go over the revenues.
Say 3.
Yes, sir. 3 p.m.
All right. Anything else for budget? Well, okay, let's go on to code and nuisance then. Rick?
Nothing for this time, sir.
Thank you. Human Resources, Roger?
Yeah, we have a closed session coming up at the end of the meeting.
All righty. Nothing else for Roger? Public Facilities, Mike?
All I want to do is see if we can schedule a meeting to maybe review that shade structure for the splash pad. So I think probably just 6:30 before the next meeting probably
Okay.
works for.
Want to combine it with budget?
Yeah, we better ask Ladonna, but it seems reasonable.
Before the next Tuesday meeting, not.
Correct.
Yeah, right, that's what I mean, yeah. That's what Donna, she wants to have it at the same time,
Okay.
have both of them at the same time.
Sounds good. That's all I have.
That's all? Anything else for Public Works? Public Facilities? Next is senior citizens. Richard didn't hear again. Guess we have nothing for senior citizens. I assume they're still serving meals.
The one in West City, ain't.
Really?
They're closed for the rest of the week.
Well, very good then. We're moving right along. Unfinished business. Holly?
Yes, sir.
Bob?
Nothing.
Rich? Right. I have nothing. Mike?
I have nothing.
Mark?
No, sir.
Jim? Mr. Talley?
Nothing.
Elena?
No, sir.
Crystal?
No, sir.
Susie? Ooh. Mark?
No.
Jay?
No, sir.
New business?
No.
Jim?
No,
Mark?
no.
I have nothing, sir.
Roger?
Nothing.
No, sir.
Nothing, Bob? Holly?
Yes,
Mr. Talley? Elena?
No, sir.
Crystal?
No, sir.
Steve? Mark? Jay? Woo!
Oh, a big one's coming on. I can feel it.
Next is a closed session for revised Missouri statute 610.21, hiring, firing, discipline, or promoting of particular employees by a public governmental body with personnel, information about the employees discussed or recorded. If you want to go into public session, I need a motion, and we'll have to have a hand vote on that, or a roll call vote on this, pardon me.
Make the motion, we go into closed session.
Second. Motion by Roger Spencer, second by Mark Sadler, we go into closed session. That would be at, I get 7:23. And I guess we can call the roll.
Mark Satterlee,
Yes.
Holly Levine. Here. Mike Burns,
Yes.
Rick Flynn,
Yes.
Bob McAfee,
Yes.
Jim Dozy.
Here.
Roger Spencer.
Here.
Don
Okay, 7 with 1 absent. We're now going into closed session. We will be back in open